Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Happy 13th birthday, XRP. This courtesy of XRP_Crow here on Twitter. Apparently, XRP has reached a new milestone, 13th birthday, June the 2nd, 2025. If you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, Praetorian Nova down here saying, happy birthday, happy 13th birthday to XRP. This is more than a birthday. It's a celebration of resilience, innovation, and an unstoppable force of the XRP army. Together we rise, we conquer, and we redefine finance. I got to say, that is a very positive outlook, positive sentiment there. Nadia Forehound saying, to the worst coin ever, I regret putting any money into it. Well, I guess everybody's going to have their own opinion. I think it is positive. I mean, it does speak to how resilient XRP has been over the last several years. I mean, even if price isn't where we want it currently, it is still trading in around $2.16 as of the time of this recording. That's pretty good. I want to say that's good considering where the market is at, considering how much we had to get past to get here, guys. Remember, XRP did just reach a new all-time high back in mid-January of this year, and it's been staying above former resistance, and former resistance is $1.96 per coin. So if I were to put a line there, you can see former resistance is right around there, and it's been it's been holding up. You guys can see there, former resistance from back in 2021. That was the highest point XRP did reach back in that particular cycle. Remember, guys, Ripple and XRP were being sued by the SEC. Remember, it was delisted from several American crypto exchanges, so there was no opportunity for XRP to really kind of shine. And now that it's been relisted, we can see the glimmerings of hope. We can see that it is already trading up. And it's also good to see that, now that there's more history on the chart, we can compare this trend to former historical trends for XRP in the past. So what we're hoping now is that, XRP can get up past this all-time high with conviction. That's kind of the next step. Guys, we're almost there. $2.16 as of the time of this recording is just the beginning, in my opinion. But I want to wish XRP a happy 13th birthday as well. I think that is a great milestone. John Deaton did make an appearance at XRP Las Vegas this year. Thankfully, Digital Perspectives invited the CEO of Linqto to come in and speak to everyone. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on, partially on Linqto, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner because apparently there is some more information. Because there were understandably upset folks in the audience, Brad Kimes asked me to go on stage with the Linqto CEO and ask pertinent questions. So this was from XRP Vegas. As I said on stage, I have zero loyalty to the current management or past management of Linqto. Some people mistakenly viewed me going on stage as some kind of endorsement. As of now, based on what I've been told, I believe people's funds to be safe and secure. So John Deaton is actually saying that he does believe, he's gone on the record saying he does believe that people's funds are safe and secured. As I've made clear, I'm in the same boat as many people and have substantial funds on the platform. As Dan, the current CEO, stated, there are several regulators now involved, regarding Linqto practices. With that said, coupled with the fact that trading on the platform has been shut down for months, it does not take a genius to figure out that Linqto is very likely going to file for bankruptcy in the near future. However, even if that happens, during a reorganization in bankruptcy, if there's an IPO, for example, Circle, Kraken, Ripple, people's shares should process as usual. So that is, I guess, the latest update here, according to John Deaton. During that process, if I see either Linqto management or the SEC attempting to disadvantage customers, i.e. hurt non-accredited investors by not allowing them to participate, I'll file a petition/brief in court to try to prevent such harm from happening. So John Deaton coming out there, fighting again for the XRP army. LT saying, lost money because they're already so shady. They were letting retail buy Ripple stock at higher prices than the accredited investors. I'm very sure they did this. None of it made any sense. And John Deaton responding, if there was any wrongdoing, it will likely come out in the bankruptcy proceedings. So I guess, even though most of you guys probably aren't invested in Linqto, I am bringing this to your attention because I know many of the XRP community are still wondering what happened to their investment. Mystic Traveler also commenting, what about investors in Linqto shares? Are they screwed in case of likely bankruptcy? And John Deaton says not necessarily. It's possible Linqto shareholders are made whole, and it's possible they won't be entirely made whole, to be honest. Also depends on the SEC's investigation and demands and whether multiple claims and lawsuits get filed. So guys, I will link this this tweet thread in the description of the video if you want to follow more. Looks like John Deaton has been commenting on this and has been updating it. So you can find it in the description of the video. But wanted to thank John Deaton for posting that. Some more news here from Susan Anthony from XRP Las Vegas. Retag and tweet MoonPay if you want to see XRP pay. Apparently, Keith Grossman from MoonPay did say that if there is demand for it, we are going to get, or we could get, an XRP MoonPay product. Listen to this.
If you all would like to see it, tweet at MoonPay, and I don't want to tweet it at someone at Ripple because I feel like that would be too rude, but doing it to Sean doesn't matter, right? Like, we'll give him the headache. That you'd like to see XRP Pay, and then I'll push through that, like, we'll ultimately get XRP Pay so you could use XRP to pay for, anyone who integrates on a conversation basis.
So he said there, if you guys ask for it, he'll push it through. And maybe if there's enough demand, we could see an XRP Pay using the MoonPay product. So, nothing's going to happen unless we advocate for it. So Goals down here asking, what is XRP Pay? And Susan Anthony saying basically it would allow people to use their XRP while shopping through any store that uses Shopify, which is a lot of online retailers. So possibly a good option for some people. I know some of you guys, many of you guys want to wait until XRP does Moon and then cash out, not using your XRP in the meantime for payments. But it's the world is changing and it's looking very different. I think a lot more of these crypto-related payment products are coming out because people will be holding crypto and might want to use it just to pay. I mean, if you have, let's say, 2 Bitcoin, for example, and you just want to slice off a little chunk there to pay off, whatever, $1,000, maybe an international airline ticket or something like that, you can, and that is going to happen through tokenization. That's going to happen through, many different ways. They're revamping the financial system, and cryptocurrencies are going to be central. So another interesting option, another interesting avenue here, a possibility coming from MoonPay. Wanted to thank Susan Anthony for posting that. XRP Crypto Wolf guys bringing this to our attention. Bitwise CIO says the XRP community is the key reason behind XRP's huge success. It wouldn't be as successful, it wouldn't be around for 13 years if it weren't for us, guys. Matt Hoogan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise, believes that XRP mainly benefits from the strength of the community. And I think this is why Brad Garlinghouse does come out to these events. He does realize this. He realizes we're a strong community. He realizes, XRP would not be where it is without us. In some ways, I mean, we're not the entire reason for its success, but we're definitely a big part of it. Matt Hoogan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise, believes that XRP success can be primarily attributed to the strength of the community. Hoogan, who attended a recent XRP event in Las Vegas, is now convinced that the XRP world is now embracing the idea that the Ripple-linked cryptocurrency and Bitcoin serve different purposes. I think the XRP world is embracing the idea that Bitcoin and XRP serve different markets and that BTC thriving doesn't disrupt what XRP aims to achieve. I've never thought this. I don't know why so many people are so tribal still. I mean, all boats will rise. This is why I own XRP, and this is also why I own Bitcoin, guys. As reported by You Today, Ripple co-founder Chris Larson, who is backing a Greenpeace campaign targeting Bitcoin's proof-of-work consensus algorithm, has clarified how he now views the leading cryptocurrency as sufficiently environmentally friendly after the share of mining powered by renewable energy topped 50%. However, Larson's post actually did little to mend fences between the two communities. We're still going to have Bitcoin maximalists thinking XRP is a scam. But really, guys, XRP success is going to continue. We have a robust ecosystem. We have many different partnerships. Brad Garlinghouse is very thankful, or has been thankful on the record, to the XRP community as well. And I think it's it's one of those things where it's not just going to be one factor that attributes to XRP's success. It's going to be several. XRP and Bitcoin will be the foundation of the new financial system. Okay, this courtesy of Coach JV. Here is why I believe that. So he's actually, he's mentioning Bitcoin in this story and how it's going to be important as well. They're going to reprice gold. We've talked a little bit about this on this channel in the past. They're going to use it to buy Bitcoin without printing money and collapse the old fiat system by design. Bitcoin will become the most valuable digital reserve. XRP will be the bridge to solve global liquidity. Well, that's an interesting concept there. I could see U.S. government doing that. I mean, it makes sense on paper at least. So the new system will be tokenized, deflationary, and programmable. There will be no middle class, just those who own the rails and those who pay to use them, own assets, or be owned by the system. No one's coming to save you. Warriors rise. So He says, what I mean by not printing money to buy Bitcoin is this. They're going to turn the money printer on full blast to prevent a bond market collapse, but they'll be accumulating Bitcoin through a gold revaluation, using the increased value of gold to buy Bitcoin in a budget neutral way. We believe your conviction, Coach, says SJ. I appreciate that, says Coach JV. But they'll still turn on the money printers. Yes, massively, and debt will grow. But the race to outgrow the debt with deflationary assets rebalancing the balance sheet, that is what's going to make a difference. And so Matt down here saying, what do you mean by own assets? You mean just XRP and Bitcoin? A very good question. I wanted to just kind of add on to that. Vincent Scott, who was at XRP Las Vegas, posted this. Now, I'm going to admit, he's fairly new to the XRP community, and I'm taking what he says with a grain of salt. Always not entirely sure if he's pulling our leg or not yet. Listen to this.
So I just met David Schwartz. I didn't want to stick a camera in his face. I just asked him my question. Is what Ripple built a financial system wherein a unit of account, transition of a decentralized ledger through the means of exchange, XRP, is either money processor or gas to convert? He said, yes, you can consider those things a financial system. Job done.
If, in fact, he did talk to David Schwartz, and if, in fact, this is true, which, I'm going to take it at face value for now, then that would be, pretty big. If you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning about David Schwartz's NSA connection in the 1996 paper from the NSA, connecting Tatsuaki Akamoto to perhaps Satoshi Nakamoto. I'll link that video up here in the top right-hand corner. So there is more evidence that that this could, in fact, have been the case, that David Schwartz had been working on a Ripple network that would, in fact, change and basically be a financial system replacement. So, the evidence is there. Whether Vincent Scott did talk to David is, still the jury's out. Now, Matt here, going back to Matt, okay, Matt R. Trivet, I don't think people realize how many new people there are that just have recently joined the XRP community. Donald Trump meeting with Brad Garlinghouse and the news about the strategic reserve. The 60 Minutes interview even has created a lot of buzz, and a lot of new people are just hearing about Ripple. However, there isn't a very organized place to onboard these new folks to help them get the big picture, not just about XRP's use case, but about the larger context of what Ripple is building as a financial system. So again, Ripple being that financial system, so they can share news with their friends and family. I think we could work with Ripple to create a list of assets and resources, maybe even video format, that help connect new community members with quality resources. I think that's a great idea. Maybe even designate certain influencers to cover various topics where we all have alignment. Like a pilot who radios back as he flies across the country about turbulence. There needs to be guys that meet people where they are along the way and help them understand what the air is going to be like, what the future destination is going to be, and how to hold on and not get emotional, because, that's a very common, reaction sometimes when we see price moving up and down. So for Matt here, it's Matt. He's only been here a few months, and it's been a bumpy ride so far. If we want this to work and we want mainstream adoption, we need healthy systems to onboard folks to the new financial system that is unfolding, so they don't make short-term investments, but rather believe in the long-term vision. And again, guys, this is why I have the Patreon. The long-term vision is looking very different than my short-term projections. So again, if you want to see what I'm doing for this particular rally, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Matt here brings up some very good points. He did talk about a financial system early on. Vincent Scott here also posted this, okay? Open thought. This is what gets me wondering, is he telling the truth?
I can't resist a good joke. Any other journalist that got that direct quote from David Schwartz himself, the programmer, they would have been reposted into oblivion by the influencers. Put it together, everybody. Put it together. Once you see it, you just can't unsee it,
Vincent Scott also commenting on his post.
As more as this is sinking in, adding on to the irony here, are we now to believe that the same people that will take any scrap of news or rumor or whatever else and traffic it as if it's the second coming? Are we to believe these same people aren't going to take the direct quote I got from the horse's mouth from David Schwartz, the CTO, the programmer, the guy, that it is a financial system that Ripple built. Yes, people deduced it, but to have a confirmation, it's a totally different animal, fella. Are we to believe these people aren't going to take this wonderful thing I was able to extract out of this whole ordeal? We have stepped into the Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. We have stepped into the Twilight Zone here.
Sounds a little unhinged, this fella, doesn't he? Matt down here saying, I had like 170 followers 2 days ago, and my post about it got about 138,000 views. Pretty much no larger influencers have shared it, though. Maybe they disagree with the narrative, but when you put the pieces of the puzzle together, Vincent Scott saying, yeah, my video got only about 60,000, literally made 3 minutes after asking the question. See how that works? Just everybody should be aware of these things. So is he pulling our leg? He's not really coming out and flat out saying it, but he is insinuating that, it could just be all BS. Maybe it's just a sociological experiment. What do you guys think? There's so much to suggest that, even if he did not get a direct quote from David Schwartz, that, this is, in fact, a brand new financial system. If you guys saw the video I did this morning, even just with the NSA connections alone, like the Rothschilds and Ryan Fugger, that was a big one. I recently did a very popular video on that, which I will link up here in the top right-hand corner. Tell me if you guys think Ripple was, maybe even created to produce the new financial system. And if you guys are interested in where I think this market's going to go, again, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, because regardless of all that, the spec market's going to do what it's going to do. Also, I do have the Working Money Channel merch store, so if you guys are interested in perhaps supporting the channel in a different way, you can find the Working Money Channel merch store in the description of the video. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.